Hello, everyone. This is Devonna Watson with TV 35. I'm here at the Dublin Country Club with Mr. Guy Cochran. Mr. Guy, how are you today?
I'm good, Devonna. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Now, you're the committee chairman, correct, of the Guys and Girls Athletics, is that right?
It's the male-female athlete of the year. We recognize the top male-female athletes from each school system that are college eligible. They have to be, already accepted into a college and whatnot. And let me just give a shout out to the guy that started this, a guy named Jim Shackelford, who many people know in Dublin, Lawrence County. He was the human resources main man for Forcemen back in the day when they employed a couple thousand people in Dublin, Lawrence County. When he was president of the Exchange Club, he felt like we recognized the top academic students through our Youth of the Year program, and he felt like the really, really great student athletes that come through Dublin, Lawrence County sometimes don't get recognized because they're not the valedictorian or whatever. So he started this program, and we've kind of gone through evolution of how we determine who that is, and come up with a pretty objective process that bases that it's a weighted thing. It's based on outside, around the state, around the nation, of recognitions and things like that. Some of the most obvious ones are scholarship offers. So, but it's a fun process, and all these young folks are winners. If you're the nominee for your school, you're a winner.
Right. And now you said the nominees, so they are nominated by their schools. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And then how do you guys go about it?
Well, it's about a 15 questions, and based on whether the nominee gets a yes or a no on those questions. Are you all state? Are you all region? Or have you been offered a D1 scholarship or a JUCO scholarship? All those carry different weights. We total them up, and the gal with the most points wins.
All right, sounds good. And now tell me, we've got the 4th of July just right around the corner. I want you to tell me what the 4th means to you.
It's crazy with what's going on in the country right now, and it's funny. Devonna didn't know. I didn't know I was going to do this interview, and Devonna kind of caught me off guard. But they know me, and when they give me a mic this time of year, they know I'm going to talk some about the 4th. So the 4th of July is a credible day that signifies that great day when Thomas Jefferson issued the Declaration of Independence that we all learned growing up, and we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And to protect these rights, governments are instituted amongst men. And unfortunately, men are not angels, as James Madison said, or we wouldn't have to have a government. But it's a special day, and excuse me, I've gotten to be a history buff in my old age, and I'm trying to teach some of your generation, Devonna, and I'll give you one of these books too, about some of the lessons that we need to learn and certainly are applicable today. So 4th of July is an incredible day. My son serves, my dad served, I served, and I think the heritage that we have, the uniqueness, the exceptionalism of America is unique. Nowhere else in the world can common people come from whatever background and aspire to be whatever they want to be. Like, I understand I'm going to be watching you on TV in a few years. Now, I got to tell you, Devonna, I think you're going to make it.
Thank you.
No, but it is just so neat to see young people like you, determine what their dreams are and then get busy about trying to achieve them. And you can do that in America. And we're not a perfect nation. We're just the most perfect nation, as Dr. Ben Carson, one of my heroes, says in this book, America the Beautiful. So I kind of make a point to try to give these examples of great Americans to these young folks your age, and hope they'll read a little bit about it and embrace it, and just say, hey, this isn't a perfect country, but it's the most perfect country. I'm going to get busy about taking my God-given talents and doing as much as I can do with them.
And we definitely see a lot of that happening with a lot of chaos going in the world. We see a lot of people standing up and using their talents to speak their truths and, provide information for those who need it. So what do you say to those individuals who are using their talents now?
That's our rights. I mean, there's certainly the First Amendment gives us that right to free speech, to protest, to stand up about what's unique about America, to vent what you think are things we still need to improve. Obviously, there's a debate in the country right now about some of the methods that are being used, because obviously there's a debate about. There's not a debate, I don't think, about some of the rioting and looting and things like that, but certainly the uniqueness of this country is that we can protest our grievances. If you do that in China, you get thrown in jail, or you sometimes don't ever come out of jail. So, this whole last 2 or 3 months has been really a crazy time with COVID, with some of the horrible things that we've witnessed with the George Floyd case. But we as a nation typically take those things and we learn from them, and we improve our system of government. And in my lifetime, the two greatest men when I was your age, I watched Dr. King, and he's a great American, and he went about a peaceful protest to deal with what became the civil rights movement. I watched Ronald Reagan reinvigorate this country and explain to people that we're the shining light on the hill, and that people, Americans are the greatest civilization that the world's ever known. And those two men had a tremendous impact on the common man. And that's what's unique about our government. It's we the people. It's government of the people, by the people, for the people. And it's a government from the bottom up, not from the top down. And that's what's unique, amongst many other things, with the three branches. But what did you ask me?
That's all right, it happens.
I kind of got off track there.
It's all right. So, like you said, people like me, we're using our God-given talents now to, express ourselves, to speak our truths. What do you say to us? How would you encourage us, really?
Just understand that you do wake up every day blessed. You wake up in America. You don't wake up fearing for your life. You don't wake up wondering if you can make a living. You don't wake up fearing, being oppressed or whatever. And so I challenge all your generation to, set your goals and your aspirations and go for them, and get up every day and work hard and honor God with your lives, and try to make a difference. Like one of these books that I'm touting for the young folks is Seven Men and Seven More Men by Eric Jaques, and one of the great characters is George Washington Carver. Just people like Alvin York, the guy that single-handedly captured 22 Germans in World War I think it was. So there's all kind of examples for your generation to look at and say, hey, I can do this. I can be what I want to be in this great country. By the way, folks, this is Devonna Watson, is the granddaughter of Carolyn Watson, who I knew and who was a special lady. So I just thought I'd let y'all know that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Cochran. Thank you.
From humble beginnings with a desire to serve the Dudley community, Bank of Dudley has grown to 5 locations, serving Lawrence, Twiggs, and surrounding counties. Serving our community since 1905, the Bank of Dudley is looking forward to its 2nd century of community banking. Drop in today to any of our 5 locations: Jeffersonville, Dudley, East Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, and downtown Dublin. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
You've got miles and miles of grass to mow. So you're going to need a machine built to perform. Day in and day out. Season after season. You're going to need a Gravely. Built to mow the distance.
Now at Myers Equipment and Supplies in Dublin. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday, July 2nd meeting of the Dublin Exchange Club. It's good to see all of our guests in the house today. We're very happy to have all of you as we honor our Athlete of the Year awards. I had to catch myself. As many of you know, we normally meet on Tuesdays, but we had a slight change we had to do this week, and so I want to thank the Country Club for accommodating us and allowing us to go ahead and have this program today, and thank all of you who could make a quick change in your plans. I know several of our members who normally would like to be here because of the change in plans were not able to, but we're so glad to be able to have this meeting and give these awards today. Like I said, I see a lot of guests here for our program. I don't see any. Do I see any guests of Exchange-ites? I don't think we need to recognize. We're going to let all the students, I believe, recognize their guests in a little bit. Just a few announcements before we get into our program. We have to continue to remind everyone of the social distancing. Please, we have tried to make it as best we can. We're very excited to be meeting again. We started meeting again last week, and so the Country Club again has been gracious to accommodate us. Please don't feel bad if you're wearing a mask or want to wear a mask. We totally support that. So just continue to remember those, and let's everybody do our part. Want to say happy 4th of July coming up weekend to everyone. I'm going to have a little thing at the end I'm going to show you guys and talk about that, but hope everybody has a safe and happy weekend. It's going to be a little different this year, but we can still enjoy it, and we obviously want to remember our country and what the 4th of July means to us. Just a couple of quick announcements for the club. We have finalized our foundation awards for our nonprofit organizations. Chuck Harwell and Darren Keene have been instrumental in that, and so we finalized, I believe we have 6 winners, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6. And we're going to be doing those awards in a few weeks. So thank you to everyone who turned in a recommendation, and so those have been finalized. And then wanted to remind everyone again, we're postponing our officer transition until the end of July. Normally we'd be doing it today, but since we just started meeting again. So anyone in the club who is going to be transitioning into an officer or board role, please make sure that you're here on July 28th. So at this time, I'm going to bring up Guy Cochran. Guy has been chairing this program for us for many years. He was a standout athlete, I believe, in his day, and so I've been told. I don't think I was around back then, but anyway, we appreciate Guy and everything he does for the club. So, Guy, come on up and get us started.
I'm not that old, Jason. I may look it, but I'm not. It's good to see everybody. And let me just give you a little background on this award. A guy named Jim Shackelford that some of you folks remember. He was the human resources guy for Forsman Companies, and he was president of this club. And Exchange Club has a program of Americanism, of recognizing youth, a lot of things about children and youth. But he felt like we didn't have a recognition of that, really solid student athlete that college eligible, does everything right, but they're not the valedictorian, or they're not involved in a lot of community extracurricular activities because they were athletes. So we started this, and this is not a National Exchange Club program. It's just one that we came up with, and over the years it's evolved into something that we felt like was as objective as we could make this, because every school out here believes that their nominee is the male or female athlete of the year in Lawrence County. Okay. And I get that, and let me say this: every one of you young folks that are here today are winners. Your school's nominee. That's a huge, huge recognition. So, so that's a little bit of the history of this award. Our committee is Jeff Jones, and I know Josh is here. Josh Cruz is here. Is Matthew Weigel here? I didn't see him. As Jason mentioned, we had this scheduled for Tuesday, and I appreciate you guys making an effort to be here. We've had a lot of moving parts with all this COVID stuff. But before we get into this program, I just can't stand it. They know me around here, these Exchange-ites. You young folks are witnessing some unique history in this country of ours. Saturday we'll celebrate Independence Day, and it's a special day when you consider that 150 years prior to that, you had a bunch of people seeking religious freedom. You had all kind of folks that got here some kind of way, and they decided to form a union. and to break away from Great Britain. And we had a guy that was a brilliant man who could write simultaneously with two hands in two different languages. His name was Thomas Jefferson. And he coined or wrote the Declaration of Independence, which most of you, I hope, learned in high school. and the thing about it is, think about 13 colonies, all with different agendas, different monetary systems, different ideas about how to govern. And this guy wrote this thing, and y'all know it. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And to protect these rights, governments are instituted among men. That was the ideal, and it's taken us as a country a long time to get to that. We're still striving to deal with things that we know we need to perfect as much as possible. As James Madison said, if men were angels, you would need no government. But the fact is, our country's founded on Judeo-Christian values. As a Christian, I know that apart from God's grace, I don't have any merit, to make the claim that I'm one of His children. But we all are God's children, and I pray for our country right now that we will come together, as Dr. King said, and evaluate each other based on the content of our character, not the color of our skin. We are an exceptional nation. And all you gotta do is turn on the TV. I've been blessed to be able to travel the world a little bit, and anybody that's not happy here, just go somewhere else and check it out, and you'll be glad you're an American. And as I passed out to these young folks, I want you to challenge you to learn a little bit about some of these great men and women that I've given you in these books. Dr. Ben Carson, one of the most awesome Americans that is still living, of course, and serving our country right now, has written several books, and I gave a couple of the young folks one or two of them, but one of my favorite quotes of Dr. Carson's is, we're not a perfect nation. We're just the most perfect nation. And that's true. We are the most perfect nation, and we got a lot of things we need to get better. But Eric Metaxas's book, 7 Men, he wrote another one called 7 More Men. In his first edition, 7 Men, he talks about one of the Jackie Robinson, what he overcame to break the color barrier, entering the professional baseball. He talks about Alvin York, the Tennessee country boy that single-handedly captured 22 Germans in World War I. Booker T, George Washington Carver, but these men are incredible examples of what you can accomplish in this country. Alvin York was poor as a church house mouse. George Washington Carver was left to die and was adopted by 2 white farmers that raised him. And so, we got a lot of neat history that unfortunately sometimes we don't teach. And not throw anything at you teachers out there, okay? But we have some history that is unique in the world, and as a nation, we're heading there. I'm going to ask one question, and we're going to get into why we're here today, okay? And I ask this question not to pick on you young folks, but if I said, who was our first president, who would y'all answer? Anybody? I don't want to embarrass anybody, but most of you say George Washington, right? Well, when did the Declaration get written? 1776. When did George Washington become president? April 30th, 1789, 13 years later. So what happened in those 13 years? What happened in those 13 years is that we had Articles of Confederation governance that didn't work. And for 11 years, they adopted it in 1787. Our guys decided they figured out this thing that we call the Constitution. And the Constitution was written to protect every one of us in here from a tyrannical government. That was the whole purpose of the Constitution, and to instill and protect individual rights. So most of us don't know who our first president was. I don't know. But we had 2 or 3 there from 1776 to 1789 when George Washington was unanimously chosen to be our first president, who also refused to be a king. We tried to make him a king, and he said, no, we're not going to do a monarchy thing. We're going to do a republic. When you pledge allegiance to that flag, you pledge allegiance to the republic for which it stands. A republic is different from a democracy. You know what a democracy is? A democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. Think about that. It doesn't work out too good. Republics have rules and procedures that are done through democratic processes. George Washington was inaugurated April 30th, 1789 at Federation Hall in New York City, which was our first capital. He then led a procession of the senators and the congressmen down to St. Paul's Chapel, where he led the nation in prayer. And so that was his first act as the President of the United States. 9/11 happened, and most of you weren't born. None of you were born on 9/11. One building remained in that block, St. Paul's Chapel. And it's a pretty interesting story. You can read about it, but there's a big hickory tree in front of it, a sycamore tree that protected St. Paul's Chapel. So enough history, but Saturday's a special day. And with all of our flaws, we are still the greatest nation God's ever created, and let's all work to make it better.
What makes C21 Durden Cornegay the #1 realty group in the area? First off, we sell more homes, and our team of agents works harder than any other realty brokerage. Buying or selling a home can be made easy with our professionals, so make the #1 choice in your real estate agent. Century 21 Durden and Cornegay Realty. For more information, log on to c21dublin.com or call us at 272-1535. Mid-State Pools and Spas knows pools, in-ground pools to above-ground pools. Mid-State Pools and Spas has over 35 years in the industry, building over 3,000 pools. We build all of our own pools, never subcontracting the work out. So if you're ready to build a pool, renovate a pool, or if you need weekly maintenance or liner replacement with a full 20-year warranty, call the professionals at Mid-State Pools and Spas. Visit our showroom today at 2273 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin and see the new line of Marquee Spas. For the ultimate in hot tub experiences, choose Marquee Spas. Also see our new selection of casual patio furniture, available now at our showroom, Mid-State Pools and Spas, where we know pools.
So today we're celebrating some incredible young men and women, and let's kind of go through the list, going by alphabetical order, okay? So we'll go through the Dublin nominees first. Our first nominee from Dublin is Miss Nyjeria Hester. Nyjeria is going to end up at Valdosta State, and what I appreciate about Nyjeria, has already chosen to serve in our National Guard, and I think that's awesome. She was a basketball, softball star at Dublin, and they're going to miss her. She is a member of the Hillbridge Church of Christ, and she's also been involved in the Dublin High School Beta Club, amongst other things. So she's looking at pursuing a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology. So let's give Nyjeria a hand. Our next Dublin nominee is Jaques Evans, otherwise known as Donut. Jaques, all of y'all know that my boy played for Dublin a few years back when they had the infamous tie, which changed the whole rules of Georgia high school when they had three teams tie that year, and they said we're not going to have any more ties. But so I've been involved with Dublin football, and I was talking to Coach Holmes a year ago, and I'm saying, what do you think about your team this year? And he said, we got a really good chance if we can keep everybody healthy. And he said, there's one guy that if he stays healthy and he plays up his ability, he can get us there. And that's the young man who we just saw stand up. Let me tell you a little bit about Jaques. He's played about every position you can play, from defensive line to defensive tackle to tight end. And as most of you know, last year as a senior, they said, hey, we had a kid named Jermaine Cooley that was recognized here who's playing college ball, that played fullback when Jaques was a junior. Coach Holmes asked Jaques to become a running back. Now, I played running back, and in all my career, I didn't gain as many yards as Jaques gained in about 3 games. But, but if you've played football, you can appreciate what this young man did. Not only did he move from tight end to running back. He led the state in AA with 2,300 yards, 40 TDs, and also handled the kickoffs and the punting duties, and played linebacker and defensive end on the defensive side of the ball. He was recognized by AJC and the Georgia Sports Writers Association as the AA Offensive Player of the Year. He was the Region 3AA Player of the Year. He was recognized by Max Preps, small high schools, as an All-American. He also was like that other kind of football, that kickball, as Roger Holmes calls it, soccer. He played 2 years got lettered 2 years in soccer, and he led his team to a state championship. If you watched any of the games, Jaques was the key guy, and he's accepted a scholarship to be a hilltopper, right? Western Kentucky. So let's give Jaques a hand. East Lawrence, Miss Nyjeria Lothar, and unfortunately Nyjeria cannot be here today. She was coming Tuesday, but had other plans. Nyjeria, I will let, I'm going to get to Mr. Austin. He's going to introduce everybody from East Lawrence. Nyjeria is committed to South Carolina State to play softball. She was a 4-year starter in softball, 3-year starter on the basketball team, honor graduate, led East Lawrence to the first ever Sweet 16 appearance. She was All-Region 2017, 18, and 19. 2019, she was All-State Honorable Mention. She's got multiple records at East Lawrence. And as I mentioned earlier, she was a 3-year letterman in basketball and also a 2-year letterman in track. So you see if they had a sport going on at East Lawrence, she was involved in it. So Nyjeria, wherever you are, we'll give you a hand, okay? Mr. Austin Johnson is going to the University of Georgia, going to be a Bulldog. He was a 2020 salutatorian. That's incredible. As a guy that just graduated, I can appreciate, I got to regress just a second, Austin. I'll challenge you to marry up. I married up. And, my wife, she was amazing. And it's like I tell everybody, I had some pretty good kids that did well. I just didn't mess anything up, But it's impressive to be the athlete you were and to be a salutatorian. He was our Exchange Club Youth of the Month. He received the Dublin Service League scholarship. He lettered 3 years in football, 3 years in wrestling, also 3 years in track and field. So again, a multi sport athlete. And another thing that was impressive to me about Austin's resume is he's been involved in many community service organizations, Special Olympics, volunteer coach, not Meals on Wheels, but delivering meals to needy people. And you say, how do these guys have time, or young men and women have time to do these things? So it's a credit to you, Austin. West Lawrence, our female nominee is Miss Molly Hutto. Miss Molly's committed to Georgia Southern University to cheer. She is also a 2020 honor graduate. She was on the 2019 West Lawrence High School competition cheer, and y'all know there's 2 different types of cheer, and there's regular cheer and then there's competition cheer, and they finished 5th in the state. She was All-Region 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. She was the 4-year letterman in the competition cheer group. She was also 2019 FCA All-American, and she's been involved in many other things, as Austin had. Relay for Life, literacy in Lawrence County, amongst other things. Got to brag on old Jeff. Known Jeff a long time, and Jeff just got recognized as the athletic director of the year for the state of Georgia in 4A. Is that correct? Just give Jeff a hand, y'all. That's pretty good. The male nominee for West Lawrence is a young man that I've read about and just met for the first time today. If you've watched West Lawrence sports in the last 3 or 4 years, this name, A.J. Mathis, keeps coming up, particularly in football and baseball, where he was a 4-year letterman in both sports. He chose to play baseball. A lot of people thought he might play football. He has all of the career records at West Lawrence with in revolving passing, most TDs in the game, most TDs in the season, most TDs in the career, most yards in the season, most yards career. He was all region, he was all state, and it's also, like a lot of these young folks involved in the Beta Club, FCA, and the Anchor Club. AJ's decided to go to Georgia College, play baseball. And I know folks are pretty excited. They can go watch some games, not too far up the road. Next up is Trinity, Miss Ruthie Scott. Again, if you read the Courier Herald, we've all read about Ruthie and for a long time. So she's a 4-year starter on the basketball team, also been involved in the track team and let's see, softball too, right? And no, not softball, soccer, excuse me. But Ruthie excelled in basketball, played on AAU teams all over the Southeast, and chose to not pursue college athletics, but I think that was certainly something that she could have done. But Ruthie scored over 1,000 points in basketball. She was selected as the Female Athlete of the Year for Trinity. She was selected for the Vince Dooley Scholarship. She's involved in the Beta Club. She's very well-rounded, one-act play, so she's possibly an actress one day. Ruthie graduated from Lawrence County Leadership Program. She was also selected and is the reigning Distinguished Young Woman of Lawrence County, and we know we sponsor that as Exchange Club. She was also selected as the Exchange Club Student of the Quarter. So Ruthie's been to see us a lot. And she's a member of Big Sandy Baptist Church, and she will be attending Georgia Southern College, planning on getting a nursing degree. Okay, and Charles David Coleman Jr. Last but not least, David. Again, I've read about David and watched, and friends at Trinity have told me about David, and he has been a multi-sport star out there. He's also an honor graduate. He is going, has been in dual enrollment with Georgia Military College. He was all-region football. He was the football offensive player of the year. He was also the basketball offensive player of the year, and he was very active on the baseball team. In basketball, he scored over 1,000 career points. In football, he holds the single-season passing record at Trinity. He's excelled in every sport he's played, and I think he's going to an extremely good school on a football scholarship, Samford University up above Birmingham. So you can see our committee had some incredible nominees. I mean, all of you are just incredible what y'all have done, and I challenge you just to keep that same fire in your belly, keep working hard when you go to the next level. We do go through a very objective process. Devana and Kevin, back in the back with TV 35, I told you it's 15 points, it's only 10. But we have 10 questions, and we have points associated with each of those questions that have to do with how we evaluate these young men and women. And I can tell you that I've done this a long time. I've done it too long. It's time for one of you young guys to take over. But there are years when you go, wow, we would have this person or that person in any other year would have been the winner. And we've got that this year. We've got some incredibly strong nominees. As you just listened, many of you all are going to play sports at the next level. So after going through the process, tabulating all of the various questions, our female athlete of the year is Miss Daisha Lothar, and she's not here with us. So, would somebody from East Lawrence come up and get her scholarship? And our male winner of the year is Mr. Jaques Evans. Donut. Come on up. One thing I didn't say about Jaques. Jaques also was a starter on the basketball team, averaged 15 points a game, and was one of their key guys. So again, great group. I'm going to hush so that our president can show y'all the video he wants to show you. And again, congratulations to every nominee. If you would just hang around a little bit when we get through, because I think we got a camera or two. We want to take a picture or two. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Matt Sapp, inviting you to come see us at Dexter Meat Company. Our fresh cut meats includes cube steak, stew beef, chuck roast, chuck high steak, ground beef, ground chuck, and if you love steaks, you'll really love our New York strip, T-bone, and our ribeye and choice or prime cuts. And our marinated steaks have a distinctive taste that you'll be sure to love. We invite all our neighbors to come see us for the freshest cut of meat. Remember, we cater to. Call ahead and we'll have it fixed for you. Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 8 to 6.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound-guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Thank you, Guy, and I know Josh is here. Josh is on the committee, and the others who couldn't be here, thank you so much. We kind of put this together in a kind of a fast manner in the last month because obviously, as we know, COVID just threw everything into a whirlwind, and so we weren't sure when we were going to meet again, how we were going to do the awards. But I'm so glad we were able to do them. You know, I'm sitting here listening to all of the, gosh, you guys are involved in everything. I mean, we got a salutatorian, you know, star athlete. We got, I mean, you guys are involved in so much. I'm sitting here thinking, y'all might have been happy that COVID did happen so you could slow down just a little bit or something. I don't know, but I mean, I just congratulate you on, as Guy said, just for being the nominee from your school is an outstanding accomplishment. Even if you didn't win today, just know that you are at the top of the list and the cream of the crop. So I want to say, I'm going to name everybody: Alston, Deasia, AJ, Molly, Jaques, Nyjeria, Ruthie, and David. Just congratulations again on this accomplishment. And also I want to say a special thank you to the coaches, the teachers, the administrators, and especially the parents and the family that are here, because you know, without you guys standing behind them, pushing them and encouraging them, obviously, and supporting them, they couldn't be what they are. So continue to do that as you go off to college. You know, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget your roots. Don't forget, you know, those that helped get you there. And obviously, we want to hopefully see you back making an impact at some point in the near future. As Guy said, he kind of stole a little bit of my thunder, but I'm fine with that because I think maybe, do we have any college administrators here? There may be a history job open somewhere, and Guy, if he's retiring anytime soon, I think he could fill one of those slots. I appreciate him, and I appreciate the perspective he brings. But Exchange Club, one of our pillars is Americanism, so we're very excited. Had a short video. I think it's going to work. I tried it before. I just wanted to show y'all real quick. This came from a 4th of July speech. I believe it was 1985, maybe 86. I'm going to have to check, from Ronald Reagan that he gave in the New York Harper. So I'm going to play it real quick.
Believe me, if there's one impression I carry with me after the privilege of holding for 5.5 years the office held by Adams, Jefferson, and Lincoln, it is this: that the things that unite us, America's past of which we're so proud, our hopes and aspirations for the future of the world and this much-loved country, these things far outweigh what little divides us. So tonight, we are reaffirmed that Jew and Gentile, we are one nation under God. The black and white, we are one nation indivisible. That Republican and Democrat, we are all Americans. Tonight, with heart and hand, through whatever trial and travail, we pledge ourselves to each other and to the cause of human freedom, a cause that has given light to this land and hope to the world.
I saw that the other day, and I just thought it really fitting, with everything we see in the media right now, and as Guy said, this has been a troubling time. But I just want to challenge everyone out there, we are one nation under God. We are one nation indivisible. And if we come together, we can do all things. We're not perfect, but we strive for perfection. And I think one of the things we said is in order to form a more perfect union, our founders never tried to think we were perfect, and we made mistakes. And, I don't think we can rewrite history, but we can certainly learn from history and we can move forward. So I just want to say happy 4th of July to everyone out there. I pray that you go back and you tell your kids, you tell your grandkids what it means, and as Guy said, we do live in the greatest nation on earth. But despite our imperfections, we're striving to get better, and I'm just proud to be an American. So I want to say congratulations again to all the winners. Thank you all for being here today. If you can stick around for a quick moment right after the meeting, we probably will try to get a quick photo. Anything else to come before the club from any of our members? Okay. Just a couple of quick things. We do have a business meeting next week. Sometimes we don't meet around the 4th, but since it kind of fell on the weekend, to all of our members, please tell anyone we are going to have a business meeting next week. So please come out for that. All right, if nothing else, guys, what is our motto? Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Don Carswell. How do we know it's summer? Because the deals are hot here at Dublin Nissan.
If you're beachbound or ready to relax in the mountains, your first stop should be Dublin Nissan.
This Dublin Nissan Versa S is only $15,127. This sporty gas-saving Sentra SR is only $23,994. Or take $9,000 off MSRP on this Titan Pro 4X.
Call, click, or come see us.
Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you'll ever need.
When the power's out, you're out of business. But with natural gas, with the City of Dublin, when the power's out, you can still cook on your gas stove, or shower with your gas hot water heater, or even fire up the grill. Plus save money every single day, because natural gas costs half the price of electricity and propane. Start saving today with the City of Dublin Natural Gas. Call Brad Grimes at 277-5048 and you'll never be out of business with natural gas.
All right, guys, I have with me Miss Nyjeria Hester. She is one of the nominees. She plays both basketball, softball, and track. So, Nyjeria, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm all right. Now tell me, you were a nominee. This was such a high honor to be nominated by your school, right? How's it feel?
Unreal. It just caught me off guard. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
So what does it mean to you? You weren't expecting it at all. To you, you were just doing what you were told to do, right?
Yes, ma'am. It means a lot to have people thinking about me, and I don't think they're thinking about me, so it made me feel good.
Most definitely. And now balancing your athletics and your schoolwork, how was that for you?
To me, it was easy because I've been doing it since 6th grade, so it just come easy. It's mind over matter. You have to have motivation to want to do great. So.
Well, that's good knowing that it came easy for you. All right, Ms. Nyjeria. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. And now, before you go, I want you to tell me what college you're going to and what are your plans going forward?
I intend to attend Valdosta State University in the spring when I come back from basic training. I'll be enlisting in the Army National Guard.
Right, Miss Military Lady. Thank you so much for stopping to speak with us, dear, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have with me our male athlete of the year, Miss Jaques Davis, a.k.a. Donut. How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. Now, did you expect this award to come at all or to even be nominated?
Not really, but after playing ball and looking back, I don't think nobody did like me.
All right. So you clearly worked hard. So to you, it was just working hard every day, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am. And my coaches and everybody stand on me, keep pushing, prepare your craft,
Now, what does this mean to you to finally see all your hard work finally pay off and come into fruition this way?
It feels good to know you're finally getting some recognition on what you're doing. You're putting in time, the hard work, the sweat. It feels good to get something out of it.
Amazing. And now you've gotten a couple of opportunities as well going forward, right, for school?
Yes, ma'am. I actually signed a scholarship to Western Kentucky University. So I'll be going there, play ball for 4 years.
Right. Are you excited, nervous, or because once you hit college ball, it's a whole different ball game. How are we feeling going into this?
I mean, I'm not nervous, I'm not sad, but it's just kind of like I'm waiting to see what's next. So.
And now, speaking of what's next, we got the 4th of July right around the corner. So what does the Independence Day mean to you exactly, or what plans do you have for it?
Actually, it's my mom's birthday, so I'm just celebrating her birthday, but it means a lot,
Right. Well, you know what that means. It's the 4th of July and her birthday. It's the perfect time to get her some fireworks that spell her name, right?
I'm going to try to see what I can get her.
All right, dear. Well, I wish you the best of luck with your mom's birthday as well as the future. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have another one of our male nominees, Mr. David Coleman. He played football, basketball, and baseball, correct? All right, David, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Now, tell me what this means to you to be nominated by your school for such a prestigious award.
It's great. All the hard work and everything seems like it's kind of paid off, and it's a real honor.
All right. And now that hard work for you not only had to work on your athletics, but as well as your academics. Was it an easy balance for you or kind of difficult?
At times it seemed a little overwhelming, but it wasn't too bad in the long run.
And now outside of sports, you guys kind of seem to do a lot of service, giving back to the community. What ways have you given back?
I worked a lot with my church, going out and doing mission work and different things like that.
So what sort of projects were you guys doing?
I know one time we helped feed people, didn't have a lot of food, and I've helped with construction type stuff.
Right. So you've got a future for you going off to college. Tell me about that.
I'm headed to Sanford University to play football there. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay, now you're not nervous or anything, right? Because you're going into college ball. It's not exactly the same as high school football.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same, but you're going to have to step it up a little bit.
All right. And in the classroom too, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, dear. Well, I wish you the best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have with me Coach Edwards. Coach Edwards, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Now, unfortunately, Nyjeria was unable to make it, but you were here to accept the award on her behalf. You've seen her playing ball for 3 years now, right?
That's correct. I've seen her play ball, softball and basketball, and also participate in track for the last 3 years at East Lawrence.
And now, what does this mean to you to not only see her be nominated, but as well as receive the award, being recognized for this high honor?
Oh gosh, it's an honor for Nyjeria to be nominated, and then as well to be to receive the award. Nyjeria is a very humble, hardworking young lady, and she will represent the Exchange Club with this well.
All right. And now, what do you, as her coach, hope to see from her in the future?
Oh gosh, Nyjeria's plans is to become a middle school teacher, and I see the patience in her and her teaching. Even with softball this summer, she's worked with the team this summer, and she has the patience, and she's a natural teacher,
And now we see that she's a natural teacher. You see it yourself. Do you think she might have a little bit of a coaching in her too?
Oh yes, definitely. I believe that she will become a softball coach somewhere, hopefully at East Lawrence.
Hey, Nyjeria, you already got a hookup, girl. Well, Coach, we've got the 4th of July event coming up very soon. It's Independence Day. It means various things to everybody. So I want you to tell me, what does the 4th of July mean to you?
Oh, gosh, just like we watched that clip here at the Exchange Club, independence, that we're all created equally and that we just should be helpful one to another.
And we see a lot of people, they're continuing to fight for that equality. Some people do see it, others do not, but right now a lot of people are coming together to stand up, to continue to say, hey, we are still equal. What do you say not only to them, but as well as your athletes who, I guess you could say, feel a certain way about what's going on right now? There's a lot of confusion, so I'm not sure a lot of them have questions. What do you tell them?
I would tell them, if you have questions, go to someone that you trust that will give you the best answer, not being biased, but just the best answer where we all can work together and become a good community and just help each other out.
Thank you so much, Coach Edwards. Thank you.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future. That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter. Member FDIC.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
I have one of the West Lawrence nominees here with me, Miss Molly Hutto. Molly, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. So you got nominated. How was that for you?
It was actually a surprise. I didn't know it even happened until I got a text from Jeff Clayton saying I got nominated and to be here. So it was a great surprise.
All right, so awesome surprise, definitely. So do you feel like you put in a lot of work and it's finally coming to fruition?
I think so. I've been nominated for a bunch of things during the summer after senior year, and so it's definitely a reward to see that the hard work has paid off for it.
And I definitely agree. It's awesome to see all the hard work you put in outside and inside of the cheer room finally coming to fruition. Now, tell me about your schoolwork. Was it kind of hard for you to juggle both at the same time, or did it come pretty natural?
Most of the time it came pretty natural, but there were some classes that were more difficult, like when I did my certification for CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant. That was a little difficult to juggle, but it got easier as the school year went on.
All right, dear. And now, we've got the 4th of July coming up very soon. You've heard everybody else's opinions about what it means to them. Now I want you to tell us what it means to you.
It means to me to celebrate the independence of our country and how great it is.
Right. And now the country's pretty great, we're doing pretty great, and we've got a little bit of a struggle going on. But what do you tell people, as well as people of your age and generation, who might be feeling a little bit of a trouble during this time? What do you want to say to them?
That this isn't the end, to keep moving forward, that we will get a chance to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
All right. And speaking of lights at the end of the tunnel, you've got a brand new light coming. College. You're going to Georgia Southern. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited. I'm ready to go, ready to move in.
All right, dear. Well, I wish you the best of luck as you continue this next chapter of your life.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have with me Mr. AJ Mathis. AJ, you not only did you win the Most Positive Athlete in Georgia Award, but you were also a nominee. How was that for you?
It was great. It was a humbling experience for me. I'm just glad I got to take part of it.
Awesome. And now, we already know that you put in a lot of work on the field. So tell us about the work off the field as well as your schoolwork.
Yes, well, I mean, on the field stuff, sports is life's even more important. You just got to work on being a great person, just having great morals and just doing the right thing.
And those great morals come from your parents, right?
Of course.
All right. Now tell me, you've already decided to go off to college to play baseball.
Yes, sir.
What are you really anticipating about this event?
I'm just ready to get started. I'm ready to see what it's like. I know college is a whole different experience, especially in sports. I'm just ready to see what it's like and get there and compete.
All right. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be a whole different ball game. You going to be ready?
Yes, well, I've been preparing all summer, and I'm going to be ready.
All right. And now we got the 4th of July coming up very soon, so I want you to tell me, what does the 4th mean to you?
Yes, well, when I think about 4th of July, I think about Independence Day, and I think about all the people out on active duty and service, and I have so much respect for them. I know that's something that it's not for everybody, and I just have total respect for them, and it makes me proud to be an American.
Well, AJ, thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck as you continue to grow and learn as not only a student, but as a future athlete. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have with me Dr. O.J. Hall. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm all right. Now tell me, you were here seeing some of your students get not only nominated, but receive awards. You've seen them grow throughout the years. I want you to tell me, what does that mean to you as a teacher, as an educator?
It means a lot. Both Austin and Nyjeria, I've watched play sports since middle school, literally. So watching them grow into athletes and win Region Athlete of the Year awards and team MVPs and state playoff berths and be recognized as the Athlete of the Year for their school nominations, it's just a joy. It's like seeing life come complete circle for them in their athletic careers as well as their academic careers.
And we can tell, I don't know if you know, but I know from personal experience, it's not always easy balancing athletics as well as academics. So you've definitely seen these two students improve, definitely?
Absolutely. Both college qualified. Austin is our salutatorian, and he's headed to UGA. Nyjeria Lothar signed with South Carolina State on last week, so both have qualifying SAT, ACT scores. They both have the GPA requirements. They're both undergraduates, so yes, they've done a great job balancing being a righteous community members, being righteous athletes and righteous students.
And now, what does this mean for you to see them represent your school in such a way, like such a positive and prestigious way?
It's always a joy because a tree is simply known by the fruit that it bears, and they're East Lawrence High School graduates, and they're former now East Lawrence High School students, and so to see them represent East Lawrence in that manner is a testament to what the staff and the community in East Dublin is doing and producing, so we get great joy out of that.
And it's always amazing to see anybody from, whether it's East Lawrence, West Lawrence, Dublin, anywhere, to see them go off and be great is such an honor in order to be seen. And now, we got the 4th of July coming up really soon. I want you to tell me what it means to you.
It's just an opportunity to sit back and reflect on where we came from, but also an opportunity to look forward to the work that we have to do to make it the country that we want it to be.
I definitely agree. Well, Dr. Hall, thank you so much for stopping to speak with me, and I know you were so proud of each and every one of your athletic students.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I have with me Dr. Stuckey. Dr. Stuckey, how are we today?
Doing well, doing well.
All right, now tell me, what does this mean to you to see a couple of your students come here, be nominated, and win?
You know, anytime you can recognize young people for the great accomplishments that they've done, it's always a great day. And we're just very proud of our young lady, Nyjeria, and also Jaques, especially being selected from all of the local high schools as the overall male athlete of the year. So I'm very proud of them.
And now you've seen them both kind of grow and prosper, not only as students, but student athletes, right?
Right. Yeah, and just to see their progression. I knew them from middle school, and now to see them as graduates and getting ready to go off into the quote-unquote real world, to see them come a long way. They've done a great job.
And we are always happy to see students grow and prosper. Now, we've got the 4th of July coming up very soon. I want you to tell me what Independence Day means to you.
Just, you know, for this country, the freedoms that were established, and I've just been really enlightened in these last few weeks, just different things that have come to face and have really been new knowledge that's been shared with many people across the nation. But we're looking forward to it. I won't be doing too much. I'll be quarantined pretty much still, trying to take it easy, but we're just looking forward to that holiday and just continuing this entire summer.
Right. And we definitely want to be quarantined, keeping it safe this 4th of July. Well, Dr. Stuckey, thank you so much for stopping and speak with us, and I wish you a great 4th of July.
Thank you.